Hi everybody, my name is Jessica Holyfield. I'm a professional dancer, professional dance choreographer, and dance educator based out of the southeast of the United States, and we're going to be taking a look at some elimination battles from the first season of Street Woman Fighter. For this excerpt, we're going to be taking a look at WAYB versus COCANBUTTER. This is the first set of elimination battles, and this is just one of the many battles we will be seeing. I know that COCANBUTTER took a clean victory of all 3 rounds, so as we kind of take a look, I'm going to kind of maybe tailor my feedback as to why maybe they did pull out the win, but also I'm going to try to stay as objective as possible in the whole process too. So let's go ahead and take a look. So they get a minute for their crew. Oh. Oh, that was a nice moment. Okay. It's a long time to do a 5v5. Normally they only give you a 40. Wow, okay. Wow. Alright, next up is WAYB. That's pretty strong. COCANBUTTER. So they're taking a different approach of having like one person go at a time versus the whole crew battling, which is a risk too, because it is a 5v5 battle. They don't specify that it must be freestyle, right? So you can get away with the full choreographic round, and it would still be just as viable as if they did a broken up battle. So for me, my vote would have gone to COCANBUTTER by a pretty large margin, just from the basic things that you take a look here with their overall cleanliness. I mean, I would say both crews started around the same time, but when you just take a look here, all of them match the same level of energy. They start with their music where it needs to be. When you have one person peel out and the next join, it's very clear what intention they wanted. They're hitting, I mean, I really like the choice of hitting very large whenever they're hitting on that base, and then they smooth it out using the chest and hips in isolation. They're making quick transitions, maintaining energy, doing a couple little moments of partner work. That was a really nice complementary, one person doing a fan, the other person doing more, not like coffee grinder, but like a swipe, which is really nice. And then you have 2 of them that are framing around, after my 2 are done feature, they've kind of framed to the outside and then allow our secondary group to kind of peel forward. So it's very strong from them. I love that where they turn and they do that kind of donkey kick is what I would call that. Now, do I think that they're quite on the same page here? Not 100%. I would say she's kind of underwhelming in how she's executing the lower half of her body here. But in comparison, when you are comparing between the 2 crews, that really wasn't a big enough indicator that really made them lower their difficulty as much. Yeah. I like this. Nice and smooth. Boom. Bleed it in. I know that for here, I think because of her height, it was difficult to really read the kind of formation they were going for as well as it could have been. I like that as they just bleed out. So they're making some similar choices in their grooves, but because their performance is still up here, it hasn't really dropped a significant amount. It dropped a little bit, but not like a ton. It matches their music. They're holding on strong. It's a very decent set from COCANBUTTER. I like the energy where they just kind of hit, and then we're still going. Hey, and then nice and smooth. That was a really nice opportunity there. Very big. So I would say out of all of my members, my dancer in the military green, I would say is the one executing the least in fullness, but it's still minor, you know. She's still holding up the energy in a lot of ways. It's just something I noticed. They hit and they throw. So overall, that was pretty clean for what they did. And they still had 10 seconds left. Do I think they needed it? No, especially after seeing what WAYB did. They kind of set it up. I'm going to kind of skip here because they took them a second to get into it. Their timer starts. Once it hits about 50 is when they actually start happening. We have one of our dancers that's starting. Looks like she's kind of marking, waiting for the drop to happen, which I think is fine. But if you just notice here, as she comes forward, when they run, there's really a sense of hesitation, or we're not sure when we're supposed to stop, when we're supposed to start. You just notice that a lot of them are not on the same page, especially my back two. It's not super clear what they're going for. We don't know if they're complimenting what our feature was doing. But this right here, even here, I know they were trying to compliment one feature right here. But if you look, you have 3 hanging out over here and 1 over here. So it's not really a symmetrical formation that looks super tasteful, especially they're not really coming across very cleanly either. You know, you still have one person in the center. She extended her hand up. I thought that was fine because she was in the center. But when you look, they switch lines. But seeing that they're attempting to do an add-on, keyword is attempt. Just know that a lot of their grooves are not hitting the beat the same way it could be. Do they know the track? I don't know. It feels like the other girls very much knew the track. But here, it really felt like they didn't quite know it. And that's why it kind of felt a bit dysfunctional. Yeah, some of them are trying to hit different parts of their music possibly, or they're trying to take a unison approach. It's very unclear what they're going for dynamically, which could really affect their overall performance and presence. So it really feels like their energy is slowly getting lower and lower. They didn't pop off or set it up very high because it wasn't clean from the get-go. There wasn't anything, no key points that were captivating to draw you in. That energy was really nice here, but then they extend over into having one person go at a time. Now, those who are doing their freestyle, they're nice, they're enjoyable, they're fun. But we're even repeating some grooves, kind of demonstrating we're choreographers or dancers who freestyle, not the other way around. Their toolkits aren't quite refined, so you can really tell that. Having fun, vibing out. I like the fact that they took this risk. It's a definite interesting risk, and I think it would have fared better if their choreography wasn't so underwhelming in the dynamics and the execution. So I really feel like that's just my overall note with this battle in particular. And you know, they have 5 seconds left. I mean, the other crew had 10 they didn't really use, so that would be a very clean win for COCANBUTTER here from this. I know this is round 1. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope I was helpful in some way. Elimination battles, you're really able to see more of an elevation of growth from all the dancers that you end up watching, which is really good, and I always love seeing them. I do hate the circumstance, but I do love the opportunity to see these crews in a different context outside of just regular battles or from the other challenges and missions. But yeah, thank you guys again for watching, and I will catch you on the flip side. Bye.